Okay, so they start me at 1K.
Wait, are you playing? Yeah, you're playing. Okay, you're playing.
Wait, do you want to do like a?
I was gonna do it where we play, but that's fine.
Uh-oh.
So, okay, that's fine. Okay, but I'm watching. That's fine. Okay, so go ahead.
Okay. That's fine. Feels bad, man. Okay. I'm just gonna play like a normal play and try to integrate some of the stuff that we learned.
Sure. So remember, you want to develop your pieces.
Yeah. I would rather. Okay. Another question here. I
Mm-hmm.
would rather develop left side. I can do castle. In a scenario when he develops his right side, right, instead of his left,
Yeah.
it leaves me less opportunity to do so. So do I still try to develop my left if that's my plan? Or...
Normally, like the level that you're at, you want to push the king to the left side. You want to push everything to the left side of the board. You don't want to go. You don't want to go to the right side of the board. It's a lot harder because the king is much more open.
Oh.
Okay, so it should be starting, right?
Yeah,
okay.
It was aborted, I think.
Okay, so now it's your move. So yeah, so right, so push a pawn.
No, see, I was gonna do this preemptively.
Okay, so what your opponent is attacking your pawn. So
yeah.
You want to protect the pawn.
So I need to move my knight then, which is fine because I'm gonna.
That's fine. Yeah, it's a good move.
Now, what I would normally do here is I want to capture.
But remember, in this game, you're not white, so your opponent gets the moves before you. So he attacked your pawn, you attacked his pawn, and now
he's just moving up now.
He moved his knight up, yes. So now
I'm a little bit confused, but it's okay.
Try to protect your pawn. Your pawn is free here.
My pawn is free.
It's under attack. He could take your pawn next move, so try to protect it. Yeah, and actually, yes, this is a very good move. So you always want to, in front of your king and queen, push the pawns ahead so that your bishops can move out. You see how this bishop on the light square? It can go down the whole diagonal. And you also want your bishop to always go on these diagonals. So it's very good to make sure your bishops have space in front of your king and queen.
Yeah.
So you're developing. So what's...
Okay, now he's just developing, right?
Yes.
I want to get my bishop out of this hole it's in, so I have more options to play from left.
Right, you want to develop and get castled. We discussed this last time.
Yeah, I was wondering if he had anything that it was threatening here.
So now he's trying to threaten something.
Yeah. What is trying to threaten?
He's trying to threaten your pawn.
Yeah.
So how do you... So again, if you move the king over 2 squares, you get the king on the side.
Great success.
If white takes the pawn, you take the knight. He'll take your rook. You'll take with the king, right? And that would be 6 for 6. So it's actually a fair trade. So it's completely fine.
Okay. Okay, hold up. But wait a minute. If he takes the what for what?
If you castle your king here, you protect the pawn, right?
Yes.
With the rook.
Because he doesn't have the bishop to roll me over anymore, right?
Right. Well, he can still take the pawn, but what happens is he gives away a bishop and a knight for 1 rook and 1 pawn. And knights and bishops are worth 3, a rook is worth 5, and a pawn is worth 1. So it's a good trade for you.
Okay. If he does, yeah, if he does have to do that. Boom. 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 Bang. 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 Overall, though, he's sort of developing more than I am, though.
Well, the thing though is when you push the pieces out too quickly, what happens is that you can use your pawns to push the pieces back the other way. So he's trying to attack you at the start, but you can use your pawns to slowly push his knight back.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Here's what I want to do here. Okay. If I push my pawn up, I push my pawn, he takes pawn, I take pawn, he takes knight, and I can't come back from that. No, I can't actually, because I have my queen. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Unless it doesn't go...
Right. So here, right. So you're doing great so far. So now, again, this is actually a double attack. So you see here he's attacking your knight, but he's also attacking your king.
Yeah. But it's not a double attack where he gets something from it. Right? Because if I put my knight in front, it still gets rolled here.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Yes, he has to abandon.
Because when you move the knight back, now the knight's not under attack, but you're also not in check. So this is where a double attack doesn't work. No, this is perfect.
What if I moved forward then? Is it too dangerous because he can move a pawn and it ruins my entire game or what?
Yes, if you put the knight one square up ahead, he would have pushed a pawn and you would have been able to, you wouldn't have been able to move the knight because then your king would have been in check. So you would have lost. Yes, this is correct. You want to keep your pieces around the king here. No, this is perfect. And now, actually, one thing, I'm going to say this again. So see, when you look at this, what you want to do is bring the pieces out. So when you look at the right side of the board, you see this rook, this knight, and this bishop. They're on their original square. They're not out in the game yet. So you really want to bring those pieces out as well because you want to attack with everything, that all the forces that you have.
Yeah. Hold up. So I had to mean something. Yeah, welcome to the room. Okay, hold up.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah, I'm thinking here. Hold up. I have I can do here is, let's say I threaten the knight. I'm just thinking about how much time do I have? 12 minutes?
Yeah, you've got plenty of time.
I have to move. Moves back, but I develop my piece by doing that, right? All you would have to do is move up a pawn, but I can still capture the knight. But he gets to develop stuff. It's suboptimal for me. I don't like that very much. I don't like that. I don't want to do an even trade where he develops more than I do. Bad for business. Right?
So right now you've got this knight and this rook and this bishop. You need to bring them into the game.
Yeah. I want to do a double here. This is what I was doing.
That's fine. Remember, when you use the pawns, the purpose of the pawns in the game is to like take squares away from your opponent's pieces. That's a very bad move by your opponent.
Okay. My opponent does a bad move, but this is my level, so we have to think about.
Remember, one of the things you should always be looking for is if there's anything for free. Like once you've made your first set of moves, once you get the king out of the center of this board, you want to you then always want to be aware of if your opponent leaves something for free.
Oh, I see it. Bishop on pawn means that he has to move away, but he loses.
Right, but it's one for nothing possibly.
Possibly, and if he doesn't, then he gets crushed.
Right. So here now look at the position very closely. You'll see that he's attacking your rook, right? With his queen.
I see it.
But is there a way you can protect your rook here? So think about your knight. Think about your knight.
I see it.
Okay.
Yeah, I see it, but it's not. I see a bad one.
Is there a good one?
Is there going to protect?
The goal is to protect this rook in the corner.
Is there a good one? Moving my knight away so that if he takes it, he gets pumped by my queen.
Mm-hmm.
But then he gets a free pawn. I don't like that very much.
There's no free pawn here.
You're right, because then I think it was a rook. What I would do the most here would be like this.
It's the best move. It's the only move actually. No, this is perfect. This is absolutely perfect.
Takes pawn, gets rolled. Takes knight, gets pumped. It's good.
And so now you've brought most of your pieces into the game. Everything is good, pretty much here. So like, you want to try to see if you can attack your opponent's forces.
If I move a pawn up, I develop. And if we trade, it's even, but I develop the pawn. It's a raw win for me.
Mm-hmm. Now, I was going to say one thing also. Your opponent pushed the pawn in front of his king. That's something you don't want to do very much in the game. You don't want to push your pawns in front of your king far up ahead, because that opens your king. Your king becomes open. Your opponent's pieces can come around your king more easily, which is why you generally want to keep the pawns on the squares where they are originally.
Okay.
That's actually a great move. But not for the reason that... So, like, this is a very good move because you kind of open something up here by taking with this pawn. Do you see maybe... You know what files are, right? File. So, like, if you see where the queen is right now, do you see where the queen is? This is considered the B file. You see, because it's B, obviously. And it's 8 squares in a row, right?
Yeah.
So this is considered a file. So like when I say the B file, I mean, you see the B. So all the squares are like B1, B2, B3, B4, B5, B6, B7, B8. So like files, if you open a file, it means there becomes like you can attack something on this line of these 8 squares. So by taking with the pawn, you actually kind of did something. You opened something possibly here.
Okay. I could have attacked with the bishop.
Right. So remember you said you called it the lobster attack.
Yeah.
So you want to try to get the pieces close to this king.
I have an idea here. If I push my bishop out, I threaten the knight. Knight has to move somewhere. Does he move to the bottom left? But I can eat it if we do that. So he has to go home. Because if he does anything else, he's donezo. That's what I would. I don't want to like take your word. I kind of want to just do this and we'll see how it goes.
Right. So think about this bishop on this square or on the other square, which is H3. When you get a bishop on one of these squares near the king, try to think about ways to bring a queen or a rook towards the king. If you get these bishops on this square, on these 2 squares near a queen, it's very, very good generally.
So one more time. If you get something...
So you see the bishop on this F3 square, right? On this light square?
Yeah.
When you get a bishop on that light square or the square opposite it, which is H3, it's very, very dangerous because you can try to bring another piece around and attack the king.
Yeah. Okay. I'm looking at the things I could do. Okay, now I could take the knight. If I take the knight, I lose my bishop.
Right. Well, what did I say? I said like if you have a bishop near this king, you want to try to keep it there. You don't want to give the bishop for the knight generally. So is there, again, back to the basics, is there anything for free?
No.
Okay, are there any checks?
No. There is a yeah, I see one. Okay, now yeah. It's my brain's starting to develop now. I see a check. You're right. Wait, is that GG? Wait a minute. No. Hold on. This is a good check.
Yeah, it is checkmate because the king cannot move because you see this bishop. The square in the corner, the bishop stops the king from moving. So this is checkmate.
Wait.
Yeah, this is checkmate. No, it's game over. It's GG.
Okay, I was blunderberry once this match. I don't want to say why.
It's perfect. Okay, let's do one game. Let's do one game then. Let's just do one game, okay?
Yeah. What was my blunder? I did 2 blunders.
I mean, maybe when you push the pawn in front of your bishop, but you didn't make any blunders. You didn't make any blunders in that game.
Oh no. That's the opponent. He did blunders.
No, you played that game perfectly. That game was good. That game was very, very good.
Oh, cool. Okay. Okay. How do you invite me?
Oh, the game started, didn't it?
What, did it?
I think so. You should be white against me. There should be a second board window for you.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's play. Let's play some chess.
Good. Okay, so I'll play something a little bit different. I'll play the French defense.
Yeah, I've never seen it before.
Yeah, most people will probably play this. They'll put the pawn right in front of your pawn. They'll play symmetrical. They'll play the same first move most of the time.
Okay. Well, I thought that the French defense would be the surrender. No, I'm kidding.
Well, it's not a good opening though. Like the computers that the best computers, like the Alpha, the Google computers, have decided it's a bad opening. So that's not too far from the truth.
Okay.
So okay, I will just push my pawn.
Oh, I see it now. But I do have a reply here. Yeah. Damn, if we tussle mid, you win with a +1 because of the queen.
Right, but if you could also take the pawn and move the bishop. This is also okay, but you have to be very careful to not lose something. So I'll just play this move.
Wait, you could have just taken my pawn for free, right?
No, I was in check. Your bishop put my king in check, so I have to stop the check.
Okay, let me think about this. Knight here is good because knight will protect both sides of the board, and with no bishop. Okay, knight, bishop takes bishop, knight takes bishop. Then you get my pawn for free, and I hate that.
It's still your move though after you take, so you don't have to lose the pawn for free though.
You're right. Let me see here. Let me see. Okay, bishop. Let's say queen thing. Pawn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it's even. We've traded the normal things. So you want to develop. This is good.
High check. Oh, I see it. Sorry about that. You're good. Okay.
Okay, not bad.
Okay.
It's good. Very good. So I'm just developing. I'm doing what you should do. Just get the king out of the center of the board. Okay, so you're actually going to go the other way. You're gonna go the other way. So this is what we call like opposite sides. Like I'm going to go this way, and I assume you're going the other way probably here.
Yeah.
Which normally when this happens, it's like it's a big attack because you try to attack the other person's king, but both sides are going on the other side of the board. So it's usually whoever gets their king gets attacked first.
Okay. So overall, I couldn't really tell you what your like a tone, if that was like a a good, a bad?
It's probably not good where you're at, but it's like it's a very aggressive approach when you put the king on the opposite side of your opponent's king. Because it means what happens is you're basically both players have to go all. They just have to berserk. They have to just go all out attack towards the opposing king.
Okay. Otherwise, what would be my option there? Move my knight.
Yeah, and go the same way.
Since it's mirrored, isn't it like we're kind of, you know?
Yeah, but the thing is here, actually, your king is actually easier to attack than my king, because my pieces are going to come really fast here, as you'll see, because where the king and the rook are, their weaknesses, that your pawns are going to become very, very, very weak very quickly here.
Okay.
So like, since you went the other way, you have to try to attack me, because I'm going to be coming for you with all my pieces on the other side of the board. Actually, what you should have done is you should have pushed the pawn in front of your rook, not this one, because this actually makes my attack easier here. I'm going to attack your king really quickly now.
Okay. 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 I have notifications on, and I turned them off, but they're still on for some reason. I don't know how to turn them off entirely.
It's okay.
I have to turn it up, because I mean, like, notifications that are sort of annoying.
Okay. I'm not hearing them though, so.
Yeah, they're like appearing.
Okay.
Notifications. Yeah, it's hard to turn off.
Yeah.
I don't. Really
Yeah, I'm not seeing it right now because since I'm playing you, I'm able to use my screen now.
I know what to go with. It's hard to focus now. It's gonna be tough then.
Oh, actually, you know what? Just click on one of the other tabs. Just click on one of the other tabs. Click on like the second tab. Just click on those goggles.
The goggles.
Or the search, like the binoculars, whatever you call it. It says events. The second one, yeah. Just click on that and just leave it there, and you won't see anything.
Oh, that should be smart.
Yeah,
Smart.
yeah. Just ignore it all.
Okay, thank you. That fix it. Saved. Okay. There's like no opportunities here. I don't see anything.
Yeah. So what you should try to do is you should be pushing your pawns in front of the you should be pushing the pawns in front of like your rook and your knight like this. You have to do this, and here it's good because your king is on the other side of the board. But the problem is if you look at your king and your rook, and my king and my rook, my king protects the pawn in front of the king protects the pawn and the rook protects the pawn. Your king and your rook don't actually protect all three pawns over here on the queen side because it's two pieces. So your pawns are much weaker than my pawns, which is why like normally I would not advise you to play like this because it's very, very dangerous.
Okay.
And now I have a big threat here. Okay. So you actually stopped. What did I? I was threatening a checkmate there. I was threatening to take your pawn.
Checkmate on pawn, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. This is pretty tough.
Yeah, because now you have one less knight around your king. Your king is kind of on its own here with these pawns.
Yeah, there's not much I can do here. If I take pawn, then you take pawn and GG.
Exactly. Yeah, it's already really, really bad here. But I'm actually going to do something else. I'll ignore it. I'll do this one. Right. So here I actually have a checkmate in one move. But I'll play the other one. So I'll make this check.
You're right.
So I'm going to do the same. You're going to see the same checkmate here. So what happens is the same checkmate, except now I have the knight and the queen. You see, like, I get this queen right next to your king, but I have something with it, and so your king can't escape. So, like, remember before it was like a bishop or a pawn that was near the queen? Here I have the knight that protects the queen. So it's like you need these two. You need two pieces to create the checkmate here.
Yeah, I can feel it coming. You had like 4 of them back to back to back.
Right, exactly. No, that's kind of the point. It's like it's the checks, and then I use the two pieces just to get right there and just finish off the king.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
damn, this is crazy. Yeah, I get it. Like, there's the big, like, there's a big skill gap, but that's like, I feel like I can't breathe there. I can't do anything at all.
okay, so let's do one more game. This time I'll give you some odds. Let's see how you do this one. I'll give you odds. You'll notice I'm missing something here.
Great success.
So I'm giving you an extra queen.
Okay. All right. Trying to see what we're doing, so it's kind of like
Well, you should still play the same way. Don't change what you're doing because of that. Remember, you want to bring your pieces out normally, like I said before. So right now you're plus 9. That's slight mistake.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. So I saw something and then I got too attached to this idea. So I went through it anyway, even though it wasn't good anymore.
What'd you want to do? Do you want to move your bishop?
Yeah. It's done.
Okay.
I thought your knight was still blocking your rook, and I could capture your bishop and put your.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you're trying to take the bishop for free, yeah, and get checkmate, yeah. That's.
Yeah.
No, what you should have done is just do this. Follow the same basics of like bring the pieces out and then try to attack, even though I have a queen less. And now, of course, it gets even worse because this actually is what you saw before. This is a double attack, a fork. So I hit two pieces at the same time, and now you lose the rook because your king has to move.
Yikes.
Okay, let's take the rook. Okay, I'll push a pawn up. So actually what you're going to see me do here is like, you see how you bring all these pieces out? I'm just going to use my pawns to push your pieces back to take more space from you. So like, you see when you made this check, I pushed my pawn up. Now I'm going to push your bishop back again.
Tough times.
Now I'm gonna push everything back again. So this is why you want to move your pawns with your pieces and not just your bishops, your knights, your queens, and your rooks. Because what's happening is I'm using my pawns, so I'm like I have more space, but your pieces are going backwards as well here. Because the bishop and the knight and everything is worth less than my than pawns. Okay, so I will just push your knight back here. Yeah, it's very hard. Obviously, the game's kind of gone badly, but. It's a tough game though. I mean, it's one of those things you have to spend a lot of time. But I think if you just learn some basic patterns when you're playing these 800 guys, like you will beat them. Because even the guy you were playing before, like you should have won every game against him.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah, that I did a couple. Well, I had got those blunders.
Mm-hmm.
I might have done a couple of those.
But also if you saw those, there was one game that you made a mistake in where you had a checkmate. If you had played that game after the couple of puzzles that you'd seen that we had looked at, you would have seen the checkmate immediately.
Okay. Oh, I can't do that, right?
Yeah, this is a very this is what you call a pin, so you can't move the piece because then your king is doing badly. So okay, so let's just
tough times. I got lobstered, no kidding.
Yeah, so like here the problem is I have two rooks, you have one rook, and the rooks, they're just so strong that when I have two and you only have one, it's kind of hard to play. So okay, I'll do something different this time. Right. So now it's close to the same material.
Trying to think ahead of time here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're like you already mapped out all the possible things on left or right side, right?
So we're in what's called the end game when you have like very, very few pieces on the board. So like I already know there's a certain position that I will win every single time because I know the correct sequence of moves to win the game. So I'm very close to that point where I know the sequence of moves that leads directly to a win for me, no matter what you do. You're actually doing completely fine here. It's hard to explain how you're doing fine, but you are doing very well here.
If I try to get the piece right, you go left and you get value. If I don't, you're gonna end up putting your rook down to protect, and it's gonna be a nightmare.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah.
Well.
Right, now this is a mistake because what happens now is by pushing the pawn, it's the same thing except it's not a check, but I use the pawn and the rook, and you'll see when I move this rook up the board, the pawn protects the rook, and I'm going to make a queen. The pawn's going to the last square again, and so it's losing now.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, because it's like now the pawn and the rook they help each other. It's always like this combination of like the two pieces that goes down the board. And actually, do you know how to checkmate if your opponent only has a king on the board? If you have like a king and a queen?
No.
Okay, then just keep playing this game out, and I'll show you how to do it. So like the way you checkmate is, so you see where your king is and where my queen is. I leave the queen one square away, and I basically wait until you move the king. So I'm going to push this pawn. So right, so now that the king is on this edge of the board, you see I just basically keep the queen one square away from the king, like this.
I'm zoned out.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna show you. I force your king back up the board, and then I bring my king to win.
Yeah,
I
you're
just
zoning and then you run your king around to get my
Right.
pawns or end the game entirely.
Right. So I bring this queen to this square. So there's you have basically these three squares. The queen moves to this square, and now I just bring the king all the way over. And I'm gonna put the queen right next to the king for the checkmate. And it's unstoppable here.
Oh, and by not moving your queen, you're not
Yeah.
causing stalemate.
Right, I just leave this queen right here. If I push the queen up one square, if I moved it to this b6 square, that would be stalemate. But I leave the queen on this one square where you always have this one square ahead of your king. And then I bring the king and I put the queen right on this b7 square for forced checkmate. So, like, if you, well, I guess, actually, yeah, so when I move the queen up 2 squares, this is checkmate. So like you put the queen 1 square away, and it doesn't even matter where your king goes. I keep the queen on the square, and I just bring the king, and then I use the 2 pieces to force the checkmate here.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
you have to be mindful not to force stalemate, right?
yeah. If your opponent can't move anything, but this is actually like it's very forced. Like if you put the queen where you always leave 1 square for the king, it's always a checkmate. You just don't want to bring the queen too close. Again, this time it's not the pawn and the queen or the bishop and the queen. This time it's the king and the queen, but it's always the 2 pieces together that lead to the checkmate.
Okay.
So, but again, like it's so hard, obviously. But you're already better. It's just remember, like, develop and then think about stuff as free and think about checks.
Yeah, I never thought about protecting my 3 pawns in front of my king and leaving me in there as a stronghold.
Yeah, that's actually very important. The thing, of course, when the game gets very far and there aren't as many like bishops and knights, is not to get your king checkmated where it can't go up the board, with the 3 pawns stopping the king from moving.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It kind of leaves you vulnerable for the ice rink thing.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Damn, that was good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, no problem. And you'll do better. Don't worry. I mean, you're already doing better from what I saw like before we looked at some stuff. Now you're going to be even better. So yeah, it's all good.
So what should I do? Should I practice some of those Zwischenzug, Zugwang, Windmill,
like
other promotion?
Just like if you just do some of those puzzles, like those like double attacks, forks, skewers, discoveries. I mean that whole list on the learning, all those things. Like let me see. There's like discovered attack, battery. Like this is a fork. So what's the move here?
It's the fork. No, I clicked on mate in 2. Okay, yeah. Well, I need to check it first of all. So
this one is you push the pawn. It's just a
Oh yeah.
And it's a double. It's the same thing. So you see that's the same thing. It's this double attack. You use the pawn to attack diagonally, attack the knight and the bishop. They're both worth 3. A pawn is worth 1. So you win you win the trade.
Okay.
So yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So if you just do a few of those, you're good, man. You got it.
This en passant thing.
Yeah. So that's only that's at this. If your opponent has not moved a pawn, and they push the pawn 2 squares ahead, and you have a pawn right next to that pawn, you can capture it sideways. But that's only on the first. That's only on the first move if they move it ahead 2 squares. So after you move a pawn, that rule doesn't apply, and it's the only special. It's the only like weird special rule in chess that exists.
Yeah, I don't need to see it now. I don't want to see it. Do I even care? Do I just take?
There isn't one here, is there?
No, there isn't.
No, because it's not really a theme that like it doesn't lead to anything. You just capture 1 pawn. So this is just checkmate. This is just a checkmate in 2 again. Yeah, you got it. And the bishop covers the square. So when you capture, the bishop covers. Yeah. So, and this, have you seen this one before? Have you seen this checkmate on the diagonal? Where you use 2 pieces, the queen and the bishop, to attack from very far away?
I see it. But I'm in check right now.
No, you're not. That's just the queen. It's the other square. It's G2. It's the white square where the pawn is. So you move the queen and you capture on this long diagonal here.
On this long,
because you see the bishop and the queen, they're together. They're both on this. They're both on this long, like this. They're going this up this like straight sideways kind of like. Yeah. So that's a checkmate. So this is something else. Also, you'll see a lot in your games where you can try to put the bishop and the queen like this, where you move straight in this line diagonally to just checkmate the king from very far away. And this one.
Wait a minute. Oh, I see it. Bing. Okay, so I signed up to learn it en passant, but I'm not getting any.
Yeah, that I don't know if they have that theme because I don't think they have that one actually. But it's only if the pawn is on the. It's not a rule that matters that much. I wouldn't worry too much about that rule.
See, that was creative. I didn't know that. I didn't think about that.
And this back rank, because the king can't come ahead. The pawns stop the king from going up the board.
Yeah. Okay. What would you say it would be the best way to like improve from here to like do it on my own? Like would be like Just do some of these learning. Just do some of this learning and just play. That you'll improve very quickly because like you're already playing fine, but you're not really putting the puzzle together. So you're not seeing the patterns. When you see the patterns, like you're starting to see some of the patterns now, you'll improve a lot. And that's all you should do is just keep playing, and the patterns, when you keep doing this and you see more and more patterns, you'll just get much better. But if you play without understanding patterns, you don't really improve because you don't understand what you're doing. It's just you see one move and that's it. But like here, this one, for example, you have a checkmate. And again, remember this idea of using the 2 pieces right near the king. Exactly. Not bad. I think I see something here.
Remember the double attack with the knights.
Oh, bang.
Remember these knights, when they attack 2 things at the same time, always be aware when you make this check that there's something else that's also there. And this puzzle, this next one, is something that we just saw in a game we played, so you should see the move. Exactly.
Makes a lot of sense now.
So everything's protected here. So second thing, do you have any checks?
I am looking. Juba is dangerous. Like I'm. Oh wow, yeah, I see it now. Okay,
Close,
I didn't see
close.
that.
You were supposed to move it 1 square ahead because the rook helped the queen, and you were attacking both the king and the rook.
Oh.
Yeah, you move the queen up 1 square, and it hits the king and the rook. So king has to go away, and then you take the rook.
And the rook is protecting the queen. I didn't think about that.
Exactly, yeah.
The rook is protecting the queen. Easy clap.
Right, so in this one, you should see there are 2 moves that you should see here. So there's nothing free, right?
No.
So are there any checks?
I see one. Knight goes upward like this.
Right, and the king has to move away.
And now I get a free.
Exactly. That's why these knights are very tricky in chess, because you can attack multiple things all at the same time.
Makes sense. I think I see here. Wait a minute. Queen goes over here. That doesn't work. He's just gonna eat it. If I... Yeah, I don't even see it.
You have the right idea.
I really don't see it. Fudge.
Okay, so what you can do here is you can move your knight and capture his knight. Yeah. And you do the exact same idea, but now you have the one piece to support your queen for the checkmate. And now when he takes the knight, you have something for free here.
Okay, I get it. I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
Whew. Okay. Yeah, I feel like my brain
it's gonna explode, right?
Yeah, I feel like my progress is gonna slow down. It's gonna be terrible. It's gonna be a waste of everybody's time.
Yeah. No, but it's good. It's good. It's good though.
Yeah, it comes down to like actually putting the time in, you know? Like the,
yeah. If you just do a couple of those and you just play a few games, that's good enough. It's just if you see some of the patterns, you'll improve really quickly. Like you're like even though you had that last one wrong, you kind of already saw what you should be looking for. You didn't understand the right set of moves, but like you had the right idea even if you didn't quite have it all there. So that already is really, really good. That's a lot of improvement. So you're doing great, man.
Oh, something here.
Exactly. Yes.
Hey. Same thing here again.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of. If I put him in check, then he's in trouble now. Okay, I'm
close.
Okay, yeah. No, hey,
yeah.
Hey, it wasn't close. That was zero head.
It was the other one. You had to use the pawn, not the knight. But it wasn't a bad move. It was close. It just wasn't quite the right check. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It's still good. But
okay.
Yeah. And this one's just too hard, I think.
Okay, let me think about this. I think I see something. Ooh, yeah. Hold up. Would that be it?
Yes.
Yeah. And then
just yep. Yeah, perfect. Because you win this knight for nothing. You get one knight, he gets nothing. You get one extra thing.
Yeah, he was pinned.
Now this one you should there's another pin here. So
I see it. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
I'm absolutely pumped. Now. I see it, I think. Let me think about this. So I take the pawn. The queen is in check.
Well, he has a knight though. He has a knight. Don't forget about this knight that protects this pawn. Very good. Very good. Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. I think I'm gonna take a break.
That's good. No, but that's fantastic.
Yeah. It's just today my energy is kind of like it's all around the place. You know, I'm kind of like lost. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to like waste your time.
Yeah. No. It's all good. But it's just for me like it's great to see you improving. That's like so you can win games and enjoy it.
Well, I appreciate taking the time. It's seriously, I mean it. This is really chill.
Yeah. No problem. Yeah.
And, okay.
All right.
Next time I talk to you, we could mix it up. And,
sure. Of course.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming on and thanks
for no problem. All right. See you.
Okay. Have a good day, Jim.
Okay. Bye.
Have a good day. Goodbye.
Whoa.